the second installment of this week's By Request for the Lives of My Big Family Moms group. Today, I'm going to talk about simplifying big family meals. But of course, right now, as soon as I go live, my 5-year-old is like, Mom. So just a second. Yeah, hon? You can pack up right now. They're going to Grandma's house tomorrow for a sleepover, so it's pretty exciting. Everyone's packing their little bags today because it's Awana tonight. You know, as soon as they get home, it's already after bedtime. We're just going to rush them all off to bed, and they get to go to Grandma's house tomorrow. I'm going to get a quiet day because it's the littles going to Grandma. I have almost 11 children, so there's still going to be a bunch of them at home, but it's also our last day of homeschool tomorrow before we kick into an extended Christmas vacation because I'm having a baby on December 20th, 5 days before Christmas via my 10th C-section. It's going to be an exciting year this year. I am so excited to meet this little one, which is just below screen, but I've got a big belly. It's kind of bumping into the counter. Well, let's get into it, shall we? Big family meal planning. A lovely woman in my Big Family Moms group had asked, like, Tara, how do you do it? Like, I'm forgetting to defrost things. It's chaos. Like, and I get it because when I was a young mom, brand new to motherhood, had 3 kids under 2, and then pretty soon 4 under 4, 5 under 5, I would forget to defrost the meat so much. It's embarrassing. We would have like scrambled eggs at least twice a week because I was like, just like make something simple and easy, which is fine. Like you can totally live off scrambled eggs. But I knew it wasn't by plan or by design. It was really just kind of by this like default backup mode. And honestly, sometimes we even just like, I'd be making more Kraft dinner than I was comfortable with. Kraft dinner, just in case you're in the States, that's what we call mac and cheese. Kraft dinner is the brand, right? Kraft. So we just call it KD for short. It's a Canadian thing. Yeah?
Where's Rosie?
You brought her upstairs at breakfast time. I told you to put Rosie on your bed. Go take a look. We'll find her. It's okay. It's her new dinosaur. So yeah, I was doing it all the time, and it was not by design. It was not by plan. It was just totally lack of planning. And I started to get convicted because it wasn't super nutritious, not really even very emotionally satisfying, you know. And my husband is so gracious. He'd come home from work and he wouldn't really mention the fact that we were eating Kraft dinner and hot dogs or eggs or cereal again. But in my heart of hearts, I wasn't really content with doing it that way and just always being this cycle of panic and frustration, a little bit of embarrassment. I was like, what's wrong with me? Part of it, I wasn't prepared for motherhood. I'm just going to be real. I went to full-time school. I was prepared for the workforce. I launched right into the workforce in my 20s, and I was, working through the ranks in management, working at Bell Canada at the time or wherever. So I didn't really train for motherhood. I had no practical experience. All of a sudden, I'm thrust into this stay-at-home mom job, if you will. And I didn't have anybody showing me the ropes or training me in. So not only am I dealing with like how to, keep kids alive and nurse and change diapers and get into all that routine and flow, I'm also figuring out how to manage an entire home, right? Like the finance portion, because my husband, he makes the money and he entrusts me to, pay the bills and stuff. So I've got that going on. And then I've got food management, I've got laundry management. I'm like, whoa, I'm running a big time operation here. It might be small scale, but it's got a lot of processes. And I don't exactly have staff working for me, right? To pull it all together. So yeah, there's a fair amount of coordination involved in the management of a home. And most women, like in my generation, my sister's generation, who's a little younger than me, yeah, we were not prepared for motherhood because our moms were like in the 70s and 80s, throwaway feminism, a lot of like just going to the workforce, birth control. And it all of a sudden, a generation or two later, you've got women my age and younger who are like, what? How do you balance a budget? How do you do this? How do you do anything as a stay-at-home mom? So I get it. I totally get it. So I'm going to zoom in now on how I learned it the hard way because like I didn't have a mentor. And as much as my mom meant well, like that link was missing. So I had to figure it out. And now I'm going to share with you what has helped me so that hopefully this will help you not, shave all that learning curve, which is painful, embarrassing. And it's also like a money and a time waster because I was going to the grocery store multiple times a week or sending my husband to pick things up. And yeah, it just started to get into a cycle. I was like, something's got to change and it's probably going to be me because no convenient fairy godmother is going to show up in my life and just fix it. right? It's time for me to put my big girl panties on and grow up and fix it. And I say that with love because that's what I said to myself. So, first thing that really changed was I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say it. I had to grow up. I had to choose to grow up. And I was like, I can whine and complain and feel sorry for myself that nobody prepared me. Or I can just say, yeah, that happened. What are you going to do about it? So I kind of got over myself. I stopped the pity party. I felt it. I let myself process my feelings because they were valid, the frustration, the generational gap. And then I was like, moving on. So that really helped me get unstuck mentally and then begin to be more, how would I say it? Constructive, more like, well, what am I going to do about it? Right? What am I going to do about it? So I began to take all the skill sets, all the mindsets, all the I can thinking that I had applied in like business and management. And obviously it excelled in. I was like hitting the ranks. I was getting promoted. I'm like, I can be a professionally excelling person. I am a smart, university educated, capable person. You don't need a university education to run a home. I'm just saying, I knew I had like raw capability. I just wasn't transferring that into the home. For some reason, home was like where you go on the weekend, right? When I grew up, it was where I went after school and on the weekends to chillax. I was bringing that chillax, relax mentality to full-time stay-at-home motherhood, and I was treating every day like a Saturday. But those Saturdays caught up with me because there was no planning, no preparation, and like I said, macaroni cheese and Kraft dinner all the time. That was sort of the fruit that was coming from the root. So number one, I began to change my thinking, which is a whole other story. Just real quick, it's important. Like I wouldn't really be helping you if I didn't mention that. And I just started to give you how I built on that, but that was the foundation. There was a big mind shift that happened. And I don't remember any particular occasion. It was just something's got to change. It's got to start in me and it's going to start up here. The brain heart connection of I can do this like a pro if I choose to. And I stopped whining and complaining about stay-at-home motherhood, about how my mom didn't prepare me, how my culture didn't prepare me. And I say, yeah, that happened. And I move on from there. So that was number one for me. Then I was able to get into some logistics called, you've probably heard about it, meal planning. And I'm going to show you what I do now. So this is just something I made on Google. Like I have a Google Doc. I print out like 20 copies at a time. And this is from Tuesday to Tuesday. I go grocery shopping on Tuesdays. It's just when it works out, like in our family week, because today's Wednesday. We've got Awana. It's not a good grocery shopping night, but Tuesday's pretty good. So I plan Tuesday to Tuesday what we're going to eat. I have about 4 anchor meals a week, meaning they're totally repetitive meals. I don't even have to guess what I'm going to make. So Friday's always burgers. Sunday is always pizza. We always do pizza on Sunday because, like, hey, who doesn't like pizza? And Mondays are always soup in the winter or sandwiches and salad in the summer. Like, that's it. I love it. I don't even have to think about it. So there you go. And then Taco Tuesdays. So I always have these rotating what I call anchor meals, and I really only have to think up 3 more meals a week for like whatever Thursday, just the other days. And this is what I have. Again, I know, like, I just want to show you that I have this. I had been scratching on a piece of paper for a couple of years, just a rotation of meals that we make up. They're like inspirational meals, and I have them in categories of like different proteins, carbs, just casseroles, crock pot, Asian salad, desserts. And then I just like, because sometimes I'm like, oh, I can't remember anything to cook, but I'll look at this and I'll be like, oh yeah, chili. Oh yeah, we love chili. Or I'll look at it and be like, oh yeah, burritos. We love burritos. Or, oh yeah, we haven't made like, sloppy joes in a long time or whatever. So this is my meal inspiration list. And I finally just typed it up because I just sometimes draw a complete blank. And really we just kind of rotate about maybe 20, 30 meals through, the season, whether it's cold or hot weather. So step one is I just plan it out, right? And then that tells me obviously the groceries I need to pick up on Tuesday night. And here's another little hack that I've got. So this is my shopping list. So it's just a checklist because I get really irritated writing down and wasting time. Like, yeah, we're buying milk again because we always buy milk. We always buy eggs and I always buy bread and I always buy lettuce. Like those are rotating all the time. So I just had to put a check mark. And I just decided, this is so nerdy, but it really helps and saves me time and stress. I put it in order of how I walk through the store. So like, you hit produce first, right? And like pretty much every grocery store. Then I move into the bakery. Then I go into the meat section and then into the aisles, with all the canned goods. And I finish up in the dairy and then frozen and boom, I'm out. Because grocery shopping, I don't know about you, but it has lost its glamour. Grocery shopping is a chore. It's not something I'm really excited about, especially right now, having to wear masks and all that stuff. Just 2021 where I'm living in Canada. So grocery shopping is something I just quite frankly get it over with. And every once in a while, when I'm just so irritated and annoyed with grocery shopping, I will get my husband to do a Walmart pickup, because you can do this. Like if you do a $50 minimum order, you can do a free pickup. My husband just backs up the van on his way home from work at the local Walmart, picks it all up and brings it home, and we just put it all away. So every once in a while, that just saves me some stress. And you can do easy reorder with them, which is really fun too. So meal planning. Just writing it all out, having a couple anchor meals, my inspiration list and my grocery list are awesome. Hey, buddy, go put that away. I'll finish chatting with my friends and then I'll iron it. He just whipped up a pearly bead in like 10 minutes. That's awesome. So last thing I'm going to mention real quick in the time that I have, because I'm going a little bit over time, but I want to give you some good stuff to help you, is how do I remember to defrost things? Well, I already know what I'm making the next day. I don't wait until 4 o'clock in the afternoon to be like, what am I making, right? Well, I look ahead. So today's Wednesday. I already looked ahead this morning as we were kind of getting into our routine of homeschool and how I run my life. I looked ahead to tomorrow's plan and I was like, oh, okay, I'm making curry. Got it, right? Boom. I went right to the big deep freezer in the back room, grabbed a couple of things of meat, grabbed the bread because we like to have naan with it. And boom, I popped it all in the fridge. It'll be defrosted tomorrow. And that's how I remember. Now, initially though, I had to tell myself to do that. So I put a note on the microwave because I'm always like, warming up my tea or coffee 8 times a day in the microwave. But I see that frequently and be like, Tara, defrost the meat. Tara, defrost the meat. Like you would do that in a professional setting, right? If you're like, my boss expects me to remember to get this task done, no excuses, right? You would do what you had to do to make sure that you got that task done. And now that I have an iPhone, then I put alerts in my phone to tell me to remember to do things. So I kind of be my own best friend and I tell myself things I'm prone to forget. I'll have alerts come up or the little pop-ups on my phone. I literally just schedule things. I send myself emails, at least 4 emails a day where I'm like, oh yeah, remember to pick up shampoo. We're totally out of shampoo. And I'll just email myself because I'll get an email later and actually write it on the grocery list. These little hacks help me so much. And now it's become like brushing my teeth. I don't really have to remember so much anymore because I've been doing it for years and now I've just got it. But initially, when you're learning any new task and it's important to you, it's like be your own best friend and find ways that help you remember to do things that are important to you. And I know this can be done because I've done it. I did it. I was such a mess at the start. Now we're expecting baby number 11 and people come and ask me, Tara, how do you keep your home so, tidy and organized and the kids on track with homeschool and everything? And I love that I get to help because I didn't have that help at the start. So if you're catching this and this is helping you, this is resonating with you, you'd like more support and help, then feel free to jump into the Big Family Moms group. There's a link into today's video. You're more than welcome to join. I've got all kinds of resources and I'm very active in the group. And so are a bunch of other women who are on this same big family mom journey where you're outnumbered by the kids and you want to grow in God's grace and some practical skills that make big family mom life just more joyful and enjoyable and make a difference for generations to come. So God bless you. I see there's a couple ladies who've popped in the chat. I'm going to pull up the group on my phone so I can just see who's talking. The weird thing is on this tool that I'm using to stream, it doesn't show me your name. It just shows Facebook user. I'm like, what? Who's that anonymous person? Let me see if I can bring it up and actually say hi to you. Here it is. Good morning, Katrina. So good to meet with you here this morning. Let me turn off my volume. Boom. There we go. Katrina, Walmart pickup is the best. I live in a small town, 10,000 people. So my closest Walmart is half an hour away in both directions. But my husband goes into town every day. He's a local handyman. So if I plan it right with my planning, then I can get it done. And yeah, it has been even just through the pandemic and the lockdowns when I'm a pretty introverted lady and I sometimes just don't want to be around other people. I don't mind my kids and my family. I like them, but I don't want to be around other people, if you know what I mean. So I hope this has blessed you today. Thank you for joining me in this live. And I'm going to pop out and I'll see you on Friday when I do another by request topic. Excited to meet with you then.